There is a silence that tells you something is wrong before you open your eyes. Not the silence of someone sleeping in the next bed. A different silence. One that has a shape. His bed is made. Perfectly made the way he made it every morning. Corners tight. Pillow centered. His desk is clear. His phone on the desk face down, switched off. His shoes are gone. Everything else is here. You have lived in this room for 8 weeks. You know what his side looks like when he is here. It looks exactly the same. The only difference is he is not in it. 8 weeks ago, you flew into Narita with 2 bags and a program confirmation letter from BMW-Toyota's Automotive Engineering Exchange. You had come to learn how Japanese engineers think about systems. You did not expect the most important system you would study would be a person. The University, Tokyo, Mechanical Engineering Department, Automotive Systems Program. Your contact at the department, Professor Watanabe. Your dorm, Building 7, 3rd floor. Your roommate, Tanaka Kenji, room 314. Nobody told you anything else about him. Kenji. He was already there when you arrived. He nodded. You nodded. He returned to his laptop. That was your entire introduction. In the 8 weeks that followed, you constructed a coexistence built on parallel silence, 2 engineers in the same room, running the same hours, never interfering with each other's calculations. Day 3. First Polaroid on the wall. Campus path at 6 in the morning, fog, lampposts still on, nobody there. Kenji looked at it once when he came in. That was all. Week 2, 6 photos. Week 6, 14. Week 8, 20. He never said a word about any of them. This morning, his side empty. You check the bathroom. Empty. You open the door. Look down the corridor. Empty. You come back in. You pick up his phone. Power button. Nothing. Dead. You look at his wall. The wall that was always bare. And you see it. He never acknowledged the photos. 8 weeks. 20 photographs. He walked past them every day. And at some point while you were sleeping, he took your camera from your desk. He composed a shot. He pressed the shutter. He taped the photo to his wall. And then he left. This is the story of those 8 weeks. What you saw. What you missed. What you did when you understood. And what happened at 2 in the morning at Sumida River when you found him sitting on the bank and did the only thing you could think of. Engineering department, first week. Professor Watanabe. Automotive Systems Lab, precision equipment, clean surfaces, the smell of machine oil and new components. 22 students. You are the only non-Japanese person in the lab. Professor Watanabe reads attendance. Your name, Felix Bauer. He pronounces it exactly right. He prepared. Nobody looks up. Your name lands in the room and disappears into the machinery hum. Aiko. She is at the workbench across from yours. On day 4, she looks at your torque calculation and says in clean English, your safety margin is wrong. You have used the German standard. Japan uses a different tolerance spec. She points at the number. She is correct. You fix it. She goes back to her work. This is your entire first conversation. It is the most useful conversation you will have in Japan. The dorm kitchen. First week. You make German instant coffee, the brand your mother packed in your bag. The smell travels. 2 Japanese students at the table look up from their instant noodles. One asks, "What is that?" Genuinely curious. You offer. One tries it, makes a face. You drink the whole cup alone. You call your father in Munich. He asks how Japan is. You say, precise. Kenji, those first weeks, present and absent simultaneously. He slept. He studied. He ate, never in the room, always returned empty-handed. Phone calls in the dorm corridor, never inside. You heard him through the door twice, voice low and controlled, the specific quiet of someone managing a conversation rather than having one. You filed this. You did not know you were filing it. Week 3, Aiko asks if you want to photograph the campus at night. You have the Polaroid camera. She has never suggested anything before. She says, Japanese engineering buildings look different after hours. The function is visible when the users are gone. You go. It is the best evening of your first month. The campus at night photo. You taped it top left, the first one. Lamp posts. Empty path. No users. The function of a system visible in the absence of the people it is built for. Looking back now, you can arrange the signs in sequence. They did not look like signs at the time. They looked like a private engineer being private. Japan has many private engineers. You did not know the difference between private and disappearing. Week 4. You returned from the engineering lab at 9 in the evening. Kenji was standing at your wall. He did not hear you come in. He was looking at the campus at night photo top left, the first one. Looking at it the way you look at something you forgot was real. He heard you. He sat at his desk. He opened his laptop. Neither of you mentioned it. You filed it. You did not understand what you were filing. Week 5. Kenji stopped going to the engineering cafeteria. You noticed because you passed it twice a day and stopped seeing him there. He still ate. He came back with convenience store bags sometimes, but the shared space, the eating with others, gone. Week 5, day 4. Back at midnight. Kenji at his desk, lamp on. Engineering textbook open. You had seen this before. But this night was different. The page was the same page you had seen before you left 3 hours earlier. He had not moved it. He was not studying. He was sitting at a desk performing the function of studying without running the actual process. Week 6. You left a convenience store coffee on his desk one morning. You had bought 2 by accident. He came back. He drank it. No acknowledgement. The next morning, a Japanese coffee can on your desk. Different brand, different style. He had gone out specifically to buy it. Neither of you mentioned this. This was the entire vocabulary of your friendship. Week 7. Kenji did not leave the room for 2 days. You assumed engineering deadline pressure. You had seen it in Munich, the hermit, weeks before a major submission. You went to the convenience store and bought the soup you had seen him eat. You left it on his desk. When you came back, the soup was gone. He was at his desk. Neither of you spoke. Morning of day 1 without him. Dorm supervisor Mr. Nakamura. You explain. He listens with the precise attention of someone cataloging rather than understanding. He opens a binder. He says, adult student, personal decision, no evidence of danger. He closes the binder. He says, not my department. University Student Services. Different building. Same logic. Adult student. His right to privacy. No evidence of danger. You say, he left his phone. They say, he chose to leave it. You say, it is switched off. They say, his right. Every fact you present as evidence of a problem is reclassified as evidence of a decision. The logic is airtight. The logic is useless. Back at the dorm. You sit at Kenji's desk. His phone, you charge it. You wait. Then you turn it on. You are not looking for messages. You are looking for an emergency contact. You find the university enrollment form in his desk drawer, in a folder labeled exactly as you would label a folder. University admin. Emergency contact. 1 entry. His mother. A Japanese mobile number. Nothing else in the field. You call. It rings 4 times. She answers in Japanese. You speak German accented English. For 30 seconds, neither of you can communicate anything except that you are both on the same phone line, in the same city, breathing. Then she starts crying. Not dramatically, quietly. And in the quiet you understand. She does not know where he is either. You are the only person looking. You say, I will find him. She cannot understand your English. You say it anyway because someone needs to say it, and you are the only person in the room. She speaks something in Japanese, carefully, slowly. You do not understand the words. You understand the shape of them. It is please. It is thank you. It is the same thing. You are the only person looking. The university has closed the file. The dorm has closed the file. His mother does not know where he is. You have 8 weeks of living with him. You have a wall of Polaroids. And one question. Where does an engineer go when he stops being able to calculate the answer? You approach this as you would approach a failed system. Gather data, identify pattern, locate failure point. What you have. Kenji's behavior over 8 weeks. The cafeteria stopping. The corridor calls. The same textbook page at midnight. The campus photo he stood in front of. And his engineering notebook. Left on his desk. The one thing he did not take. The notebook. Engineering calculations, thermal stress analysis, automotive component tolerances. Neat, precise, Kenji's handwriting. The calculations stop halfway down the page. Below the last equation. A gap. Then one sentence in Japanese, handwritten, not an equation. You find Eiko in the engineering lab after everyone else has left. You show her the page. She reads the calculations. First habit, she is an engineer. Then she sees the sentence. She reads it. Her expression does not change dramatically. Eiko does not do dramatic. Something behind her eyes adjusts the way a tolerance reading shifts one decimal place and changes everything. She translates. If I stop calculating, does the structure still stand? If I stop calculating, does the structure still stand? You know what this means. An engineer asking whether the system holds if the engineer stops holding it. The campus at night photo, empty paths, lamp posts, no users. The function of a system visible in the absence of the people it is built for. He was not looking at the empty campus. He was removing himself from the calculation and checking the result. You ask Eiko, where do people go? She understands what you are asking. She thinks for 3 seconds. Eiko always calculates before she speaks. She says, the river, Sumida River. You check the time. 11:43 at night, 20 minutes by train. 20 minutes by train. 11:43 at night. You have a Polaroid camera and no plan. You have been a foreign student in this country for 8 weeks. You do not know what you will do when you get there. You go anyway. The train. Late night, mostly empty. You hold the Polaroid camera in both hands in your lap, not raised. You do not know what you will do when you get there. You have never done anything like this before. In Munich, you have a lab partner and a study group and a football team on Thursdays. None of that prepared you for this. Sumida River, 2 a.m. The city reflected in the water, Tokyo inverted, blurred at the edges. The lights making the river look like something is alive underneath it. You walk the bank path, and then you see him. You sit beside him. Not close enough. You do not say his name. You do not say anything. You sit on the same concrete edge, legs over the lip, looking at the same river. The city on the other side, the lights in the water. The cold that reaches through a jacket in the specific way cold does at 2 a.m. near water. Neither of you speaks. You take the Polaroid camera from under your jacket. You raise it. You photograph the river, not him, not his face. The river. Tokyo lights on the water. The camera makes its mechanical sound. The photo slides out. You hold it flat between you. Both of you look at it. White. Just white. Then slowly, beginning at the edges. The image. The image comes slowly. The river, first dark water. Then the reflected lights. Then the sky above. The Sumida River at 2 a.m. You hold it between you. He looks at it for a long time. Then he takes it from your hand. He holds it in both of his. He looks at it the way he looked at the campus at night photo on your wall. The way you look at something and remember it is worth calculating. He does not speak. You do not speak. You stay until he is ready to stand. When he does, you stand too. You walk back toward Asakusa Station together. Not the way people walk who know each other. The way two components walk when the tolerance between them has been calculated correctly, close enough to function, separate enough to move. He goes back. Eiko navigates the university counseling system. She knows the language and the right office. His mother calls your phone again 3 days later. Eiko translates. His mother says, "Thank you." You say, "He did it himself. He just needed someone to sit with him." Kenji comes back to the room. You do not discuss the river. You do not discuss the notebook sentence or the 2 days in the room or the cafeteria or any of it. The room is the same configuration, but the tolerance between the two desks has adjusted, not physically, not measurably, but the function is different. Eiko managed the counseling referral, the right office, the right language, the right framing to move it through the university system without flagging his academic record. You did not know how to do this. She did. You did not ask how she knew. Some knowledge you do not acquire by studying. Kenji's mother calls your phone a third time. Eiko translates. 4 minutes of Japanese. Then Eiko hands the phone back. She says, "His mother wanted to know who you are." Eiko said, His roommate. His mother said, "In Japan, roommates don't usually do this." Aiko said, "I know." His mother said thank you again. She cried briefly, contained, and hung up. Week 8, one evening. Kenji speaks to you. The longest exchange you have had. He asks what the model is on your desk, your final project component. You explain. A joint designed around tolerance. The gap between components is not empty space. It is a calculated void the right distance that allows the system to absorb load and move without fracturing. He looks at the model for a long time. He says in careful English, "That is a Japanese concept." You say, "I learned it here." Final presentation. Professor Watanabe. Felix Project. A mechanical joint system for automotive applications designed around variable tolerance. The gap between components is not minimized but calibrated. The void is load-bearing. He presents in English. Aiko writes key Japanese engineering terms on the board behind him as he speaks. She did not tell him she was going to do this. She just does it. When you finish, Professor Watanabe is quiet for 4 seconds. Then he nods once, specific, the nod of someone whose expectation has been met by a mechanism they did not expect. He asks, "Where did this concept come from?" You say, "From my roommate's wall." He waits for you to explain further. You do not explain further. He does not ask again. Last week. You take down the Polaroid wall one photo at a time. The campus path in fog. The engineering lab at night. The vending machine. Ako at her workbench. The Sumida River in daylight. Each one a piece of Tokyo documented. You put them in a flat envelope for the flight. Then you find the Sumida River at night, the one from 2 in the morning. You hold it separately. Aiko. Last day outside the engineering building. She gives you a printed copy of her own final project report bound, with her precise handwriting on the cover. Felix, so you understand what the tolerance looks like from inside the system. You do not fully understand this. She knows you will understand it later. She is an engineer. She calculated it. Morning of departure. 6 in the morning. Bags packed. Your wall. Bare white where 20 photos used to be. You look at Kenji's side. He came back last night. Late. He is asleep, dark charcoal blanket, organized even in sleep. His wall, the one Polaroid still there. He did not take it down. He left it for you. You take it off the wall carefully. You look at it, you at your desk, lamp on, Tokyo night outside, spiky hair silhouette. He saw something in this that was worth documenting. He used your camera to document it. He used your method to leave you something. An engineer learning a new tool to solve a specific problem. You put it in your jacket breast pocket, not in the envelope with the others, in the pocket, on your person. Some things you carry differently. You pick up your bags. You look at Kenji one more time. You do not wake him. Last night's conversation, the tolerance one, the real one, the longest, that was the goodbye. The goodbye already happened. You leave. Narita. Munich gate. You take one last Polaroid. The departure gate window. The plane on the tarmac. Tokyo gray sky. The camera whirs. You hold the photo while it develops. White to image. The image comes. You put it in your pocket with the other one. 2 photos in the pocket. One you took. One he took. Tokyo, both ways. Munich. Your room. The proportions of a room you grew up inside, warm, familiar, your engineering textbooks from before Japan, your father's voice from downstairs, the smell of the house. You take the 2 photos from your pocket. You put them on your desk side by side. You look at them for a while. Then you go downstairs. Some things you bring back. Some things bring you back. That is the story. 2 photos. One you took. One he took. The right tolerance between 2 people. If this story stayed with you, drop a comment and tell me which moment hit hardest. Was it the river? The notebook sentence? The photo he left on the wall? And if you want more stories like this, subscribe. The next one is already waiting.